All right. So this is the weekly what samples I sent out episode. And I started it last week, so I hope I can keep up with it. So this is about the samples, fragrance samples that I have sent out this week. I'm going to start with the House of Chanel. From Chanel, I've sent out a sample of number 19 Poudre. It's one of my favorite powdery, aldehydic, green, gorgeous fragrance. This is like really appropriate for this time of year. I'm getting to be half a bottle. I don't know if I'm going to continue to decant this anymore because I wonder if I'm going to run out. Between what I use and I have sent out the samples. I'm also wondering if this ever came in 200 ml. I'm pretty sure the Poudre didn't, but I'm not sure if the number 19 on its own came in, or the Parfum version came in the 200 ml, because my Mademoiselle and number 5, they have, I know Mademoiselle came in 200 ml and number 5 also came in 200 ml, but I'm not sure about this one. If you know, please let me know. Then from the Les Exclusifs line, I have 2 versions of 31 Rue Cambon. It is the EDT version and the EDP version that I've sent samples of both. I don't usually send samples of the EDT version because they're really hard to come by, but this person had made a special request, so I have sent out the sample of that one. That's a gorgeous, one of my favorite, the Les Exclusifs line, and that one came out in, I think it says 2016, but it may be that's the Eau de Parfum version. I'm not sure what about the Eau de Toilette version. I wish they had made this in a parfum, but now the parfums are all going and the extracts are being discontinued, so it's unlikely to be made. From this, what I get the most is the green notes, black pepper, iris, and a little bit of the woody, kind of tiny bit of patchouli in the base as well. And they're both gorgeous concentrations. There aren't really a huge difference between the EDT and EDP on this one. Then we have Cuir de Russie. I have sent a sample of this one. It's a beautiful leather fragrance. And I think this is a sample of the EDT that I've sent out. Again, I don't sample, I send out samples of EDTs, but in this case I did. This is the Sycamore, which is the beautiful vetiver in this line. And this is also EDT. You'd see the color is quite darker than the EDP version of this one. Put these back. The next one is the Le Lion, which is kind of very close to Shalimar. This is one of the more difficult ones for me to get along with, but it seems to have like a lot of people interested in it. So I've sent out a sample of this one, Messia, beautiful iris violet, and this is one of my favorites as well. And this is an Eau de Parfum. Sent a sample of this one. And last but not least is the Coromandel, that I've sent out a sample of, and this is an absolute gorgeous fragrance, amber. I think it's one of their best sellers, Coromandel. So that's from House of Chanel. From the House of Amouage, I have sent a sample of Amouage Gold Woman. This is the newer format, in the newer packaging, and I see some comments online on Fragrantica that this doesn't last long, the newer version, and blah blah blah. But to be honest, I don't think that's really fair to this fragrance. I think it has a decent longevity, and this is kind of gorgeous aldehydic, a little bit soapy fragrance. To be honest, it gives me a little bit of a Chanel-esque vibe, and I quite like it for that. Now the next one is the Amouage Epic, and I also have the Epic 56. This is This is a really interesting combo, and to be honest, it took me a little bit to get used to this fragrance, but once I kind of got that, what was so appealing about this fragrance, I've been having a hard time really keeping my hands off of it. And I don't want to decant or send samples out of this one much longer. And if you haven't tried it, this is kind of green, fresh, spicy, a little bit of a rose and woody, and then ambery base. It's a absolutely gorgeous fragrance. The next one is from the house of Arquiste, and Arquiste or Arquiste, I don't know, it's one of the other. Almond suede. This is a beautiful almond and very true to its name, almond and leather fragrance. Quite powdery, but the leather is quite present in the suede form. I had sniffed this in now I'm having a having a moment here. I smelled in a store in Miami. And I did buy Menice Rocco from Arquiste at the store. I was kind of picking between this one and that one, but then went back to Scent Explorer and it smelled not Scent Explorer. Might be I got a sample from Etiquette in Montreal, and I fell in love with it, so I ended up purchasing it with my birthday code from Etiquette. So this is an absolutely gorgeous fragrance from House of Guerlain. I have sent out quite a few samples this week. This is an older formulation of the Après Landais, and after rain showers, I guess. And this is a gorgeous iris violet fragrance. I think I have 3 bottles of in this format, and I must have 3 in the Legendary format. So this is a gorgeous gorgeous fragrance. I've sent a sample of it. Of course, I have sent a sample of this masterpiece, I'm told, Leather Chypre fragrance Derby. It's quite masculine, but it is a gorgeous fragrance, and I've sent out some samples of it. I may decant a little bit more of this until it gets to probably like 20-30 ml, and then I would keep the rest for myself. I will be sending some samples of Abbey Rouge Spirit. This is a new Abbey Rouge that came to market. I think it became available 2 weeks ago in Canada, and I see it on US website as well. And this is the collaboration with the House of Hennessy, and it's a beautiful one. I would say I like it more than I liked the last year's Parfum release. That one, patchouli was really patchouliing. In this one, patchouli is a little bit more tamed, a little bit more vanillic, and absolutely gorgeous. So there will be samples of it going out. Another one, unfortunately, being discontinued from a La Relematier line is the Frenchy Lamande. This is quite beautiful fragrance with neroli, lavender, quite fresh and nice for summer. So I'm going to be decanting some of this one. I have 2 bottles of it. I want one to still be an IB, and probably I'll decant most of this one. The next one is Fève Gourmande, which is Guerlain's. To me, it's pretty similar to Gourmand Coquine from it's a chocolate and vanilla and beautiful gourmand fragrance. I think with some rose, right? I think with some rose, yeah. And I've decanted some of this. I still believe this is the most beautiful gourmand that exists, even though it's been a while since it being released. I did send a very small sample of the Lansdowne de Guerlain pour homme. This is absolutely gorgeous fragrance, and I sent out a small sample, a very small sample of this. I don't intend to decant this one at all. This is for myself, but I shared it with a friend. And this big boy is the Neroli Ultra Noir. This is a 1 liter bottle, and I don't know how much of this I have decanted. Like, you could look at the dent. I do have a 50 ml bottle that I use for my own purposes, and this one is mostly I would decant out of. but I am getting apprehensive because I can't really, I mean, I'm not getting apprehensive, this will last me forever, but if people are asking for samples so frequently, this might not last me long. So these were the ones that I have sent the samples of this week, and I am looking forward to hear your thoughts on these fragrances. If you have tried them, if you like them, please let me know about your thoughts. And now I can clean this on my desk and put them back on the shelves. Have a great weekend. Bye.